A few days back, you announced that every student who graduates from your lab will take an oath of integrity, honesty, responsible conduct, and service to society. And yours is the first lab in Pakistan that's taking such an initiative. So, could you talk a little bit about this oath and what led to this initiative?
Yeah, thank you. This led me today that my graduate, they should take an oath of integrity, honesty, responsible conduct, and service to the society, which will be a positive step promoting ethical behavior in the academic society. Because, as I said, this publication race, now, sometimes you are shocked to see on the social media that there is an article ready for the first position, authorship, you need to pay this much, second, third, fourth, five. Authorship is for sale. And you're shocked that we so much, a PhD person, just for the promotion, can pay or get money to publish something. Even today, there was a retraction, we are watching something, and then plagiarism, falsification, fabrication, and all those ills that are there. What I want is that at least my student who graduates should take an oath if they believe in religion or not. So that's what in France, some lab has done it. And I don't know about any other lab in the world that they, so not PhD, MPhil or master or BS students, whoever graduate, they should take that oath. So that's why I think if we do all this, maybe when you write this interview or if we publish all this somewhere, maybe other researchers do the same way, that they should be having some kind of commitment to serve the humanity or the society to contribute it. Their own behavior, ethical behavior, even if 1% comes good, that will help others to follow. Maybe in my generation, 1 or 2%, next one 5%, 10%. And more importantly, I tell you one thing, whatever science I do, whatever salary I get, this money comes from your pocket or a taxpayer money. This money is not my money. It comes from the taxpayer. And they fund my project, they fund everything. So whatever publication I do, it's not mine. I'm getting salary and I'm getting money. Even if I get a project from US, that's also taxpayer money somewhere for somebody. So if you look at that philosophy, that's why we have to take an oath that we should be telling that I will be keeping public trust of the society on the science. These gentlemen, who are using this money, they are really doing something good for the society. So that's why we started it.
That's a fantastic initiative. I'm just curious, what kind of response you have received so far from students and from the wider academic community, when you announced this oath.
Believe me that it's highly appreciated. In fact, when I put a draft on social media also, I said, those who are already registered with me as students, I said, for you, it's voluntarily, but in future, whoever comes, they have to agree that they have to take an oath. But whoever is with me, they said, oh, sir, we are very happy. We had several drafts, and even the one which I circulate on social media, again, I was asked to put little more, make it little more brief and more, that people should have every word in it. But it is being appreciated, not only here, but my global partners, they are thinking to introduce the same oath in their labs too.
And I'm just wondering, because you mentioned earlier as well, France had also taken an initiative like this where PhD graduates would be required to take oaths. And, I think it sounds very heartening and inspiring, but I'm also wondering how taking an oath like this, how much can it actually influence the behavior of scientists, especially when, throughout their careers, they are likely to face pressures, because many unethical behaviors, they are eventually caused by the sort of career pressures that a lot of researchers face. How much do you believe that an oath like this can help researchers in, avoiding those pitfalls when they face those pressures?
A very good question. And it's really, you're 100% correct that this pressure that we are having, how can we prevent someone from unethical behavior? Because of the career pressure, because if I am an assistant professor, I need 10 or 15 publication in Impact Factor Journal to become associate, and I am in a in a far-flung area where, and that too, this curse, this disaster of impact factor is another issue. So people do unethical behavior. But having said that, you have to I said not 100% will keep that oath. Number one. Number two, now we are also seeing some problems in the religious extremists, and they too. So that is, if their weakness for me, if they are extremist, but at the same time, I will use as a strength that they take oath on their own, whoever believes on whatever, that if they take an oath on them, we can remind them that, come on, man, you belong to such and such group, and this is you said. And if you religion or your जो भी है, अगर उस पे आपका सही यकीन है, if that is correct, behave like that. And thirdly, government level and international level, we have to find ways and means to have alternative ways of, transparency of assessing mind, assessing scientists. If we give them some window of going out of this impact factor, and we find some other ways and means, some other criteria like service to the society, like, other thing, collaboration, international linkages, science journalism, writing for some good articles in the newspaper, for example, and many, many other things.
I wanted to ask what you thought about how research integrity and publication integrity can be woven into the fabric of research culture and how researchers eventually progress in their careers.
So I will give you 3-4 things, no more to this, adding to this. Number one, promoting responsible conduct. And that conduct, you have to have some kind of a training and education on research ethics. It's not simply saying it. They need to have kind of exposure so that you promote a culture of transparency and collaboration. They interact with different people. And you also have accountability and oversight mechanisms. You look at your people, and if you are a vice chancellor, I remain a vice chancellor, I remain a dean, I remain a chair. So people that are working with me, I should have an oversight on them. What are they doing? But if I ask them to put my name first, then how can I stop them? So it's, you have to ensure as a leader the research methodology, the data accuracy, and report findings truthfully. That's also, response. Number two, take it little more, encouraging open science. Now, this open science is not a local phenomenon. This is global, like open science practices, data sharing, and pre-registering the studies. You have institutional biosafety, bioethics committees. You have transparency mechanism, reproducibility of the science, etc., etc. So all this open science mechanism under UNESCO, we are working. Inter-Academy Partnership is another, I'm part of the group. So that too, internationally, we have to facilitate these people for integrity of science. And then editorial integrity. Those who are publishers, those who are having journals, their integrity, that they peer review processes, for example, so that they adhere to the ethical standards, not only for the money that they are getting, they too behave in a way that the whole editorial process is what we call it transparency and openness promotion, TOP, top. That too, these practices involve that mechanism in place. And number fourth, we create a supportive culture. I mean, we don't leave a man in a jungle. We provide them enabling, conditions so their behavior is ethical. Otherwise, cutting story short, collaborating with stakeholders, regular meetings of different stakeholders like administration, publishing, funding agencies, they have their own role, scientific journals. So they all, if we do all this, so I think this is a fabric of research culture of the various stakeholders that will promote responsible conduct by encouraging open science, ensuring editorial integrity, creating a supportive culture, collaborating with the stakeholders. All this will help to have an environment that is conducive for scientists with integrity. That would uphold the behavior, and that should be rewarded them. If they do that, reward them with some whatever means, promotion or money or increment or So this is, I think, not a simple way that somebody takes an oath and gone, but that has multiple kind of story behind all this.